Good morning, everybody. So today we are going to revise chapter motion and time, which is very, very important. So I hope this revision class will help you a lot. So motion and time. In this chapter, we have already discussed many important terms like motion, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, simple pendulum, and some characteristics or the terms related to simple pendulum. So here I am sharing with you one PPT which will help you out to just review that chapter. So first of all, the motion. You can see here on the screen the definition of motion, that is a change in position of an object with time. In all these three pictures, you can see the car is moving on the road, right? That means it is changing its position with time, right? So that means this car is in motion. That is motion along a straight line because it's a straight road. So this kind of motion, that is straight line motion, is known as rectilinear motion. Okay. Next is, you can see a bob hanged from a fixed point with the help of a string. Now this is what kind of motion we have already done, that is periodic motion. Periodic motion is the motion which repeats itself after a fixed interval of time. But you can see here this is in motion because it changes its position with time. In the third picture, you can see a circular motion. A red dot or the orange dot is at the center, and the blue colored dot is moving around that fixed point at a fixed distance. This distance is fixed. We call it radius. So radius is same wherever you will go in the circle. So this kind of motion is more known as circular motion. Then we discussed about speed. Speed is the distance covered by an object in a unit time. We know that if a car is moving on the road and it covers 100 kilometers in 1 hour, so what we can say, its speed is 100 kilometers per hour. If a bus travels 50 kilometers, then we can see 50 kilometers per hour. You can check here, the time will be same, the distance will different, then only we can compare the speed easily, right? Otherwise we have to convert the units. Like here in the car and in the bus, in both the cases the time is same, 1 hour, 1 hour. So we can easily identify that car is moving faster than the bus because car is moving at 100 kilometer per hour and bus is moving at 50 kilometer per hour. So that's why this formula for speed is distance per unit time. And the SI unit of speed which we are using, that is meter per second. But here we can say that is kilometer per hour. You can convert kilometer per hour into meter per second when you will multiply with 5 by 18. Next is uniform motion. Now if this speed is constant, like a bus starts its journey at 7 a.m. with a 40 kilometer per hour speed, throughout the motion it reaches to Chandigarh at 12 in the afternoon in 5 hours. So that means it's moving with a 40 kilometer per hour. Then we can say that that bus was moving with uniform speed because the speed was constant throughout the motion. That is uniform motion. Non-uniform motion, if the speed of an object keeps changing, that means it changes. Sometimes the speed may increase 40 to 60, 40 to 30, 80. So that is non-uniform. when this is not fixed. Then the quantity which we can measure, that is time. Time is the measurement of interval between the two events, you can say. So clocks and watches make use of periodic motion. If you want to measure the time, you have to use the periodic motion only. So you can see here the clocks and watches are shown: digital clock, table clock, wall clocks. So these are used to measure time. This is the apparatus shown for simple pendulum. A fixed port, that is a thread, and a bob. When you will take that bob to this position A and B are the extreme position. A and B are the extreme position, and O is the mean position. So when you will take that bob to extreme position A and you will release it there, so then you will observe that it will execute simple harmonic motion. Right? This kind of motion, that is to and fro motion of simple pendulum, is also called oscillatory motion. And when it is moving from, starting its motion from A, first it will reach to O, then it will go to B, then it will come back to O, then it will come back to same position A. Then one oscillation is completed. Right? So this is the definition for oscillation. Then time period, it is the time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation. That means A to B, then again B to A. That is time period, that how much time it will take to complete one oscillation. You can perform that activity. You can use a simple ball and a thread. You can fix it with the table, and you can use the stopwatch which is available in the mobile phones easily. Then you can release it, take it to a fixed point at one of the extreme position, release it, right? Then observe the 20 oscillations. 20 oscillations, then note down the time period. Then you will come to know better that how we can note down the time period or how we can calculate. You can measure the time period. Units of time and speed. The basic unit of time is second. Larger unit are minutes, hours, etc. Similarly, the basic unit of speed is meter per second. Larger unit of speed is kilometer per hour. In the ancient time, these are the clocks: sundials, water clocks, and sand clocks were used to measure the time. Now measuring speed. I have used one example here. Like if a car cover a distance of 100 kilometers in 2 hours, speed of car, simply we can divide distance over time, 50 kilometers per hour. If we know the speed of the car and the time, we can also find distance. Distance is equal to speed into time. If we know the distance and speed, we can also measure time. That means three quantities are there in this formula, that is speed, distance and time. Out of these three, if two are given, then you can easily calculate the third quantity by using cross multiplication method, like speed is equal to distance upon time. If time you have to calculate, speed is given, you will cross multiply, time will go on that side, speed will come at the denominator place. Then you can calculate time. There are some instruments available which are used to measure speed and distance. You can see here speedometer. This is available in the vehicles easily. You can see this will tell the speed, that is speedometer. And there is one more, this kind of box, rectangular box, small one. Okay, so that measures the distance, that is odometer. So two instruments, speedometer and odometers. Speedometers used to measure speed, odometers used to measure distance. Very important, distance time graph. So distance time graph, we are using distance and time, we have to keep in mind in graph paper, we are having one horizontal component, one vertical component. Time you will always use in the horizontal, that is along x-axis. If distance time graph is straight line, then the object is moving with constant speed. If the speed keeps on changing, the graph can be of any shape. You can see here 1 minute, 1 kilometer, 1 minute. So this is time and that is distance. So if in this time is same, then it will be a straight line starting from here, right? 1 minute every time. Here it's a mistake, it will come in the third column, here it will come 2 minutes. So in all these cases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the difference between these interval is 1 minute and the difference between these is 1 kilometer. So that means same distance in same time, intervals of time. That means the body is under the uniform motion, right? If it is not same, then it will be a different one. It may be curved, it may be another form, right? Thank you very much, children. I hope this will definitely help you to revise